seem to do pretty well. So guess what? We gonna keep doing them. All right. So thumbs up the video, heart it, whatever the situation is. We're going to talk about the envy of black boxers and the unspoken rules about boxers. Um, about black boxers in general. I have a video, obviously a shorter version. If we go as long as I think we gonna go, I mean anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Um, and like I said before, Teofimo Lopez, he has a lot of envy towards black fighters. I kept saying he walked out the Thriller. It was Beat It, my bad. Beat it, no one to beat it. So that's what he walked out to. So shout out to somebody, whoever corrected me in the comment section. I don't know why I said Thriller. But we see him, Canelo, a lot of these dudes, Ryan Garcia, Danny Garcia, a lot of these dudes like to leech off the culture and shit like that. Man, they like to leech off the culture. Canelo want to fight. Eddie Reynoso want to train his Mexican fighters to fight like black fighters. Um, Danny Garcia want to be aligned with Philly. You know what I'm saying? Um, he kind of want to act like he black and shit like that. But then if it come down to it, his daddy said they European Puerto Rican. So y'all better not let them say the N word at all. All right. Then you start kind of like talk about Ryan Garcia. Oh, the hood thought I won, and he think because black people hate Ryan or Devin Haney so much and they supporting him and all this shit, letting them get away with that corny shit that he doing. He think that he can jump over, and he black and he getting he black support. He got the Mexicans and the blacks, and let's be real, a lot of the Mexicans wasn't supporting Ryan Garcia. Shout out to Kobe and Daniel Berry Sports highlight. A lot of the Mexicans wasn't supporting Ryan Garcia until he beat Devin Haney. Remember that he wasn't La Raza. They had no faith in him. I love to see those tickets, right? To see what y'all was betting on Ryan Garcia. We know what the business is. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, hip hop, rap don't have hip hop don't have no gatekeepers. A lot of these people like Miley Cyrus can come in, stand next, use Mike Will Made It, and hop back over the country. But Lil Nas X couldn't be in country. They didn't want to let Beyonce country song be played on the country radio stations until they pulled some strings. That's because her and Jay-Z worth billions of dollars. So let's talk about it. A lot of these dudes in boxing, a lot of the hatred come to black boxers, but the other get a pass for it. Like I said, if you had a black trainer like Barry Hunter down there in DC, a real good guy, who had 5 of his fighters pop hot for pegs. You telling me the Ring Magazine, Boxing Scene, Boxing News 24, Boxing 24/7, World Boxing Net, whatever it is, every Mexican YouTube channel out there, they would be talking about that. But we gonna save that part of the conversation. Yep, Post Malone, shout out to City Boy Barber. Post Malone, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say that kind of conversation about the unspoken rules towards the back end. But it's a lot of envy. They say, well, Canelo is selling pay-per-views and doing that. Well, Canelo did 500,000. That's what four entities coming together. 2 promoters, whatever you want to say about Al Heyman, whatever you want to say about Golden Boy, and then 2 networks and Prime in the Zone, Prime Video. He did 500 to 550,000 with Munguia. Is it, did they lose money? He probably lost money. But at the end of the day, they talk about, well, Shakur Stevenson is born. And I listened to Oscar De La Hoya. You see that Shakur Stevenson video at some point. I'm probably release it tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk about that too, so bear with me. But they say Canelo is a great fighter. Canelo got more boring fights than damn near anybody. Let's keep it real. That fight with John the Gorilla Ryder, which it should be John Knight Ryder, was boring. That Munguia fight was boring, especially when you factor in Jaime Munguia had an eye injury, couldn't spar for like a month. I got the proof, but I ain't gonna show it because I didn't get permission to show it. That dude couldn't spar for a month. So he didn't even beat the best version of Jaime Munguia. Munguia said he was tired like after round 3 or 4. So he didn't even beat the best version of Jaime Munguia. Let's start there. How many times Jamil Charlo he fought? That was a boring ass fight. That Triple G trilogy, terrible ass fight. You know what I'm saying? So how many snoozers has he really had, bro? Dimitri Bivol, man, come on, man. Bivol just boxed the ears off of him. And they talk about Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, that was one bad fight that Shakur Stevenson had. Real safety first fight. But Canelo done charge you niggas from anywhere from $50 to $90 for some of his bullshit ass boring fights. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it exactly what it is, bro. Every Mexican ain't Bam Rodriguez. Come on, every Mexican ain't Bam Rodriguez. Because Canelo's show got a bunch of snoozers. And even in the Danny Jacobs fight, bro, come on. The fights that seem to be exciting is the guys the white boys that he knock out, like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders. Shout out to MDT Sports. Let's keep it funky. Them the dudes that he tend to, make sure y'all react to the video harder or whatever. Them the dudes that he tend to look good against. Like, come on, man, think about it. When you talk about Mexican stars, who moving the needle as far as moving tickets? When you start talking about Mexican stars, who really selling? What Mexican selling more than Bud, for real? Outside of Canelo. Who? Benavidez was just an undercard to a black fighter named Tank. Yeah, double tap the screen. Yeah. Shout out to Mark Nash. Shout out to Atlanta. You know? Come on. Come on, man. Errol Spence. How many Mexicans outsell Errol Spence? Come on. Let's keep it all the way funky, bro. Ain't too many, bro. Ain't too many of these dudes being really getting outsold for real. That's why Fondor got to lean on fighting Errol Spence. Come on, in the grand scheme of things, man, who really selling in boxing like that? Outside of maybe Canelo and Anthony Joshua, and we really don't even know what Joshua numbers is. He was talking about he really ain't getting money like they say he getting money. Come on, who really moving units like that? So they talking about black boxers can't sell. It seemed to be like the black boxers, if you really do a poll, the black boxers sell more than anybody. Shout out to Mark Nash. He said, match my donation in the super chat, support the show. Appreciate it. Or you want to donate. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. All that's in the description if you could reach it from here. But yeah, Teofimo Lopez can't sell in New York. He can't sell in his adopted city of Florida. At least we know Shakur Stevenson can sell in Jersey. Let's be real. Shakur Stevenson selling Jersey. I heard the Jerron Boots and his tickets doing good in Philadelphia. T.O. don't sell in New York or Florida or Vegas. He don't sell nowhere. Let's keep it funky. He don't sell nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He don't sell. Ryan Garcia, when he fought in Houston, them tickets didn't move nowhere. When he fought at home in L.A., Devin Haney did better in San Francisco than Ryan Garcia did in L.A. when he fought in the Staples Center. Let's keep it funky. Lomachenko, they only had 500 tickets sold when he fought Anthony Toyota Corolla in L.A. I think that was at the Staples Center. That dude still was fighting in the theater room. Come on, let's keep going. That's all these guys they talking about that's selling significant amount of tickets. Valdez basically just fought at the crib. His biggest fight was versus who? Who did he put more asses in the seats with? A black fighter named Shakur Stevenson. That's who he put more asses in the seat with Shakur Stevenson. Shout out to Martin D. Other than that, he's fighting at the crib. It ain't hard to sell at the crib, But he's fighting in Arizona all the time. They can't fight in Vegas for real and do no real numbers without Shakur. So don't tell me Shakur Stevenson don't sell. But then you don't say nothing about Teofimo Lopez. You don't say nothing about Teofimo Lopez. And then look at the terrible thing that they done. I'm trying to keep this clean. Look at the terrible thing they done on Saturday. I don't know how many of y'all aware of this. I'm going to speak on this tomorrow. Williams Zepeda is fighting Saturday, the same day as Shakur Stevenson. So, y'all boy Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Fulio, right? He turns around and says that Williams and Petty gonna throw more punches in round one than Shakir gonna throw the whole fight. Did y'all forget that the original fight on July 6th was supposed to be Shakir Stevenson versus Williams Zepeda, and they pulled out? This after Oscar De La Hoya was saying that Zepeda wants to fight Shakir Stevenson, he ready. So then Shakir was talking about retiring, and then De La Hoya was on Twitter like, when you gonna relinquish the belt so Williams Zepeda can get it? De La Hoya is an agent, bro. De La Hoya is a very disingenuous guy. He became a promoter, was supposed to become a promoter to make the fight game better for boxers. First boxer turned promoter. What'd he do? He became a promoter to pimp boxers and allegedly steal from boxers. De La Hoya ain't nothing but a lying, disingenuous, fishnet, Oscar Julio fraud. You go around talking about, I want to make the best fights in boxing. You could have made a great fight in boxing on Saturday, but no, you instead to choose to put Williams Zepeda against Giovanni Carrabba. Who cares? I'd rather go to Carrabba's to eat a salad, to eat chicken Alfredo, than watch Williams Zepeda and Giovanni Carrabba. See, these are the things that people don't talk about. They would agree. They were supposed to chop it. They chopped it up with Bob about Shakur Williams Zepeda. De La Hoya go put him on a whole nother card to compete on July 6th. But he swear up and down how Zepeda wants to fight Shakur Stevenson, which I think is a good stylistic fight. But when he's about to drop that belt, when he's dropping the belt, he's a fraud. He always asking, oh man, we got to make the best fights. I want to make no. Y'all are fraudulent. You could have gave us a great fight July 6th, Stevenson versus Williams Zepeda, but you didn't give it to us. Pause. Because you know which way he swing. It's a groove thing. Come on, man. This dude is a fraud. You don't want the best in boxing. You don't want to show the best for boxers. You don't want to put boxing on the pedestal. You want to pimp fighters just like Bob pimps you. Put you in them fishnets and high heels and put a rose in between your legs, no diddy, and put you on the strip. Shout out to Tumba. Shout out to Chantel McCoy. Oscar De La Hoya is an agent. He's a boxing agent. Any dude that claimed Shane Mosley cheated versus him with Shane never popped out. I said that when I was dissing Shane. Shane out here kissing the Mexican man ass. Shane, want to get an East LA pass without them splitting this Jerry curl wig. Kissing the Mexican people ass. Kissing Ryan's ass. Oh, Ryan didn't cheat and I know it. Woo, 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 right? And then all of a sudden for Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia to do what they do to black people best, to throw Shane up under the bus. Shane had they back like 4 flats on his daddy Cadillac. All right. But then what Ryan and Oscar do the first chance they think to throw a brother right up under the bus. I be telling y'all, man, when the shit get real in America, man, y'all black people better stick together. When these other people start coming to y'all door asking for refuge, you better tell them, hey, kick rocks. Don't turn the other cheek. You notice what happened with Will Smith in I Am Legend. As soon as he let that woman come in, everything fell to shit. He was living his best life. Don't come in here with that. I don't care. Anthony Rios, there's plenty of other channels you can go watch, brother. Because it is. They always want to come in here. Oh, what's it got to be about, right? Well, you go somewhere else where it ain't about that, because we speaking facts. So if you don't want to have this conversation, see your way up out of here. Go to a Mexican channel. You know what I'm saying? Where they giving away Chipotle certificates and Baja Fresh certificates over there in the West Coast, which I love. Baja. Was it Baja Fresh? That's an Excalibur. Man, that shit's fire. They be killing me. Oh, man, why is it about race? Well, you tell your people to keep it equal. Ooh, yeah, that's a bar. Tell your people to keep it equal. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, we talk about some inconsistencies, tell your people to keep it equal. We wouldn't have nothing to complain about. We wouldn't. Come on. We could have had a premier fight Saturday, Zepeda, which I really like him as a fighter. I think he gives Shakur Stevenson a good run for money. Got to come forward, throw punches. They said they wanted to make the fight. Bob said, let's make the fight. No problem, Oscar. Send the contract. Then Oscar De La Hoya pull him out, and they go do another card the same. These boxing is just, dude. Dana White be making be saying some real shit when he be talking about Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman and all them. Everybody can see and look at the numbers now and see that boxing is a sinking ship. Even when the ship is sinking and Turkey Al Sheik is trying to bring them together, these old farts still don't want to work together to succeed. At least they could work together to keep Turkey Al Sheik out the game. They said, okay, basically Turkey Al Sheik is the bumper he's basically the bumper to get them to work together. You know what I'm saying? He like, okay, man, look here, I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure so y'all can work together. I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure. And they like, nope. They'd rather the whole thing go up in flames than work with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's why Showtime got out the game. They thought, oh, you make Ryan and Tank, and that ain't even a fair fight. Once again, it wasn't even a fair fight. Tank Davis basically told Ryan Garcia, let's race mongooses, and he deflated all the air out of the back tire and half the air out the front tire, and he had a full inner tube of air in both tires. That's what type of race that was. And people going around holding that fight on the pedestal. That's like going around holding Respucia up, talking about, yeah, this my wife. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's like, you picking up a rusty nickel. You know what I'm saying? Like act like it's $100 bill. Chill. You know? And at the end of the day, it's just envy. What they want to do is no different than what black women do to the black men. A lot of y'all don't even know y'all mother's been shaming y'all into doing stuff. They just wasn't using the term sassy and insecure. They was using other terms. They was using other terms. They always shaming the brothers. Always. And that's what they doing. Well, Devin Haney should just take his loss like a man. He got to move on. We always be in that. You got black people saying, well, he should move on. Why we always got to move on? They ain't moved on from Kevin Hart tweets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all need to move on from slavery. That was so okay. When are you going to compensate us for slavery? You know what I'm saying? We always supposed to move on. Every time we do move on, it's the thing in Tulsa. Every time we move on, we got Juneteenth. Do black people just get that holiday off? Nope. Selling shirts and profiting off of it in Walmart and other white establishments. We get cheated in boxing. Oh, y'all should just move on. Man, you gotta just move on. We've been moving on. We've been moving on for over 500 years, bro. And at what point do we stand our ground? At what point do we stand our ground and be like, you know what, bro? We ain't going nowhere, Playboy. We standing on business. And in boxing, it ain't no different. Instead of sassy, insecure, whatever. It's, oh, he don't sell. Oh, he should move on. His pay-per-view numbers are trash. He's boring to watch fight. Like, okay, cool. But Canelo ain't exciting to watch fight. Let's keep it real. Miguel Vasquez is one of the most boringest fighters in the world. Let's keep it real. Miguel Vasquez is one of the most boring. Canelo ain't got no classic fights for real. Triple G1 was cool, but I wouldn't put it up there with motherfucking Foreman and Michael Moore. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it up there with Foreman and Michael Moore at all. So they can say whatever they want to say. They can say, oh, they sell more. You don't. You got one fighter, maybe two, and Canelo and Munguia that sell. That's about it. Then you got Anthony Joshua. We don't really know what he truly moving because he fighting in Saudi Arabia and, he talking about his money funny. So I don't even think his number's true. Tyson Fury don't sell without Deontay. Usyk is Usyk. He ain't a big seller. He's a hell of a fighter. Come on. Then when you start talking about the other best sellers, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? We can just go on and on and on in the list of guys that sell. Virgil Ortiz don't sell shit. Let's keep it real. You know, good fighter, but Virgil Ortiz don't sell nothing. You know, let's keep it all the way funky, man. I don't have a list in front of me because I ain't at the computer. But who else we got? Valdez don't really sell outside of Arizona. Come on. Who else we got around here? Sebastian Fondora don't sell. Don't know middleweight sell. Who is the champions at middleweight? You know, super middleweight. Who there? You know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody really at super middleweight. You know, light heavyweight, we know that's an international division. Cruiserweight, same international division. You know, Gervonta Davis. Come on. You know, you throw Ryan in there, Munguia in there, Canelo in there. But really, when even, you know, after Canelo, it's really like Terrence, Earl. You know what I'm saying? You know, or Gervonta. Munguia in the mix, Ryan in the mix. But after that, like, come on, it's predominantly black fighters. So when they say we don't sell, if you talking about the top 10 sellers between ticket sales and especially in America or North America, just to be exact, Canada, Mexico, whatever, Central America, that's where T.O. from. And you start talking about the 10 sellers, bro, I guarantee you the majority are black. The majority are black. Outside of Canelo, Munguia, and Ryan Garcia, after that, Gervonta, Earl, Terrence. You know what I'm saying? You can just keep going on and on and on and on. Come on. You know, really, when you start kind of talking about, you know, they got a lot of lower weight. Charlo sell better than most of them, especially Jamil sell more better than some of the other Mexicans out there. They really ain't moving nothing like that, bro. They ain't really moving no units like that. Demetrius Andrade sold at the crib in Providence. So, you know, Deontay Wilder. Come on, man. We are the names. Shakur Stevenson is sold in Vegas. He done sold out there in Jersey. So they sit there and they use these false narratives talking about shame. They shame. Oh, you don't do that. Y'all don't sell shit. Ain't nobody really watching Canelo, bruh. You know, Benavidez got subjected to being a co-feature, respectfully. He went on pay-per-view and y'all didn't support him. So, come on, that Mexican dollar getting a little bit tight. It's tight like Virgin Madonna. you know, so they sit here and it's just shaming because it's envy. When you look at the top 10, top 20, top 50 best boxers of all time, man, like 80% of that list is black. The top 5, you gonna throw Roberto Duran in there. You know, but other than that, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Leonard, depending on who you ask. You know, depending on who you ask, Roy Jones Jr. Some people say Floyd Mayweather. You know, you can go up and down that list. Predominantly black fighters. Archie Moore. 2 of the greatest light heavyweight, 3 of the greatest light heavyweight, Archie Moore, Michael Spinks, in my opinion. No particular order. Roy Jones Jr. Some of the greatest middleweights of all time, Marvin Hagler, Roy Jones Jr. You know, another underrated, super middleweight. I think super middleweight was Michael Nunn. At the time he lost to James Toney in his hometown of Iowa, he was pound for pound number 1. Most people don't know that. Well, Michael Nunn lost to James Toney. He was recognized as the number 1 fighter in the sport. Outside of the heavyweights, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Henry Armstrong. You know, so when you start going through that list of great fighters, that's where the envy come at. It's just kind of like people tired of seeing the Patriots keep winning. They got tired of seeing the Bulls keep winning. They wanted to see who was gonna beat the Patriots, how the dynasty was gonna end. That's what they wanted to see. How was the dynasty going to end? Yeah, you get tired of seeing one person put their foot up somebody's ass. You got tired of seeing that. And I understand it. We've been whooping a lot of ass. Jack Johnson. There's some great white fighters, not as many, you know. Jack Dempsey, Rocky Marciano, Jake LaMotta, one of my personal favorites. Carmen Brasilio. You had some hype jobs in there, you know, like Gary Cooney, you know, Tommy Morris was okay. Tex Cobb was tough. You know, but they don't make white boys like that no more. So y'all kind of not in that conversation. Most of the white boys come from the UK. Or, you know, yeah, UK. You know, but then you start, you know, talk about Mexican fighters. There's been great Mexican fighters throughout history. Salvador Sanchez, Eric Morales, Juan Marquez, Finito Lopez. Oh, Kelly Pavlik was a good one. Yeah, shout out to Kelly Pavlik. I was mad as hell when he knocked out Jermaine Taylor. But hey, I think he beat him twice. I think it was a decision the second time. I said the American mouth. Yeah, he's from Joe Kazaki's from the UK. So I'm not talking about the UK fighters, but you had Carl Frost, Joe Kazaki. Just to talk about just in general, Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor, Barry McGuinness. I mean, you had a lot of, you know, really good ones that came from the UK. Steve Collins. You can keep going on and on and on. You know, UK got great fighters. I don't think Joe Kazaki was overrated. After he beat the shit out of Jeff Lacey, he earned my respect. Then I think he turned around and beat Mikhail Kessler. Joe Kazaki, in my opinion, was a great fighter. I'll get that to him. His father learned to train him by reading a goddamn book. Excuse my language. I respect Joe Kazaki. He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter, bro. I'm not gonna take that away from him. I used to think he was hype, but man, he showed me. And then one day he whooped on Jeff Lacey, bro. I ain't seen an ass whooping like that since. I ain't saying that was the most tumultuous ass whooping I seen live, but I just ain't seen one like that since. Boy, man, you know, hey, you can say a lot of guys ducked a lot of great fighters, you know, but he was a great fighter in my opinion. I think anybody would have had a tough night with Joe Kawasaki. Andre Ward, Roy Jones. He did be the old Roy Jones. I ain't really care for that. But you know, anybody, Bernard would have had a tough night with him. He's a great fighter, bro. You know, he was a great fighter. You know, Triple G was another guy y'all niggas praise, and he ducked a lot of guys. You know, he older than Kelly Pavlik. Dude older than Kelly Pavlik. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give people their credit. This ain't like, you know, my favorite Mexican fighter was Juan Marquez. You know what I'm saying? He just was a dope fighter. Even though I said Miguel Vasquez was born, he was a good fighter too. He was a bad motherfucker. You know, when Josh Taylor beat him, he still was, you know, kind of at the peak of his power still. He gave Josh Taylor the best fight till Teofimo Lopez, and Teo had a shot warrant Josh Taylor. In my opinion, that's not to take away from Teofimo Lopez. So, I mean, but throughout history, but there's been a lot of little, you know, gems throughout boxing. I mean, Kendall Holt was a nice little fighter. Nobody talks about. Mauricio Herrera was a nice little fighter that nobody talked about. One of the best fights that if you haven't seen, John Molina versus Lucas Matias was a great fight. You know, Matias should have been world champion, unified champion, but you know. Another one was Andreas Kotelnik. He was another really good fighter. Kotelnik, Matias, Madonna. I don't really know what happened to Kotelnik. He was a really power punching good fighter, man. I mean, Carlos Katana, he ended up beating Paul Williams, you know. Then Paul Williams came back and beat him. Carmen Cintron was good at one point. I remember he faked the injury in my opinion versus Paul Williams, but he was good. I mean, it was just a bunch of just really good fighters. Carlos Molina, even though he was a pedo, it came out that that's what he was. He was a really good fighter. He got robbed versus Erislandy Lara. But then Lara got robbed versus Paul Williams. So, you know, throughout like that era, there were some really good fighters, man. And believe it or not, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was a good fighter at one point when he was focused. So you start going up there. Arthur Abraham was a killer at 160. He was forced to go up to 168 because he was, for the Super Six tournament. Jermaine Taylor, he just, had some mental problems. He was a really good fighter. Um, Man, you had some really good fighters in that 2000 break. Corey Spinks, I felt that he outboxed who did he outbox and got robbed by? Jermaine Taylor. I feel like he beat Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor was on borrowed time. You know what I'm saying? It was in 2010, 11. Like, that was the last great fight years. I mean, it used to be great fights on every day. I mean, Demetrius Andrade was Mr. Friday Night Fights. He had some good fights on Friday Night Fights, some good shit. Tim Coleman and the brother from Detroit, Vernon Parrish. That was a really good fight. The Friday Night Fights, honestly, their schedule was really better than what's going on right now. It's starting to pick up a little bit, but they schedule used to be. But now Friday Night Fights, man, we used to go hoop, come from the court, and watch Friday Night Fights. That's how good it was, bro. Andrade was a staple on there, man. He should have been a star, man. He should have been a star, man. Nate Campbell was still fighting down. I remember him and Tim Bradley got into it and shit. Tim Bradley, Lamont Peterson, Lamont Peterson, Matias, that was savagery. That was some good days, man. Some really good days in boxing, man. We had some really good, like, hungry fighters, and they was fighting. Victor Ortiz, Madonna. That was a good one. Victor Ortiz got robbed by Lamont Peterson. I remember I was watching that with some female friends. Vernon Forrest was another great fighter. Rest in power to him. So there was a lot of great fighters back then, man. But hey, unfortunately, them days is gone, man. Really, really gone. But yeah, kind of talk about the unspoken rules of boxing real quick. One of the things about some of the unspoken rules in boxing is that, once you have a dominant ethnic group in boxing, which like the black fighter, it's pretty much like the curve is scaled. Remember back in the day, you have a teacher, they used to curve. If everybody did bad on the test, she would curve the test, or he would curve the test for everybody, and all that type of stuff. And that's kind of what's going on in boxing. Like, like, it's just to the point where they're basically, these rules where when something happened to a black fighter, we supposed to be hush hush about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be talked about. It's not supposed to be spoke on. It's not supposed to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the honest truth. When it comes to us, we supposed to shut up and not say nothing. And even outside of the sport of boxing, that's just what it is with a lot of black men. And we can't say black people. We have to specify black men because our women get a lot of help. And really, when you're talking about the totem pole, you could say, well, black women are at the bottom as far as being married. But to be honest, we on the bottom of, as far as a treatment. And that's just what it is. And it's no different when you come into the sport of boxing, is that we get cheated. Oh, we supposed to shut up and stop complaining and take your loss like a man. Oh man, he was boring, but you never talk about the fights in which, guys like Emmanuel Nervete put on a shitty ass performance. He one of my favorite Mexican fighters to watch today, but he never crying. That shit was versus that Barashnik guy. That shit was terrible. You know what I'm saying? That was a terrible fight. We ain't never hear, oh, he boring, he trash, he need to retire. He lost to Barashnik. I never want to see him fight again. You didn't really hear people saying he need to retire. You see a black fighter have a loss like Errol Spence, and he need to retire. But then again, a lot of that is black fighters' fault, because like this raccoon, Regis Prograis, these dudes always want to go to Ellie Setback, and they want to talk about something about y'all Southern people, especially in the Southwest. Y'all be raccooning. Jamil want to go to Ellie Setback and talk stuff about black media, how he gonna smack baby mama's boy in the mouth. Regis going over there to mixed company with ES News, being bitter about Devin Haney. You don't really see Mexicans be off cold. Even Ryan Garcia got popped. How many Mexicans really threw Ryan Garcia up under the bus for what he did? None. You got 1,000 black people throwing Devin Haney under the bus because he lost to a guy that came in overweight. Matter of fact, you had Mayweather working with Ryan Garcia to beat another black fighter. This is supposed to be the godfather of this generation. So even these unspoken rules, black people follow it against other black people. When it came out, the vouch for Scooter that was with Ryan Garcia, you had black people coming out vouching for Scooter. Clarissa Shields. It was a couple other black people vouching for Scooter. You know, it was a couple other black people vouching for Scooter. If Scooter was black, man, wasn't no nigga came out there, excuse my language, wasn't no person came out there vouching for Scooter if he was black. Guarantee you that stuff. You got a handful of black people that vouch for Devin Haney. The Greg Hackett being one of the main ones. Eshae Smith being one of the main ones. You know? And you had even as many people that threw Devin Haney under the bus. You know, it really, I wanted to talk about Shakur Stevenson, which I got a video. I'm gonna get to that after I make this point, right? Even though as many people black people you had throwing Devin Haney under the bus, you want to know something that nobody really spoke on about how many black, and I'm the only one speaking on this, how many black fighters who've been silent, and I ain't even talking about the active fighters. You know, I'm talking about the legends, the living legends. How many legends you heard that's in the Hall of Fame or that should be in the Hall of Fame or that was really good fighters that's in the black community or the community? That's what me and Kobe came up with in the chat, the community. How many black fighters in the community that's retired or non-active in boxing have you heard stay silent on this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia? All the facts came in. 5 drug tests came back. A suspension came down. How many of these dudes you heard say, oh, Shakur Stevenson, shout out to him for supporting Devin Haney? How many of these? I mean, this is something that nobody, I ain't even hear Tom talk about this. And I've said it on a couple of occasions, but I really ain't made an emphasis on it. How many of these active, these fighters that's quiet, that's silent, that are legends and have status in the game? Tim Bradley was another brother that stayed on code. Come on, man. When Deontay Wilder lost, all these people had a lot to say. A lot of brothers had a lot to, Devin need to take his loss and Deontay need to take his loss. And, you know, when it came out, when all the evidence came out against Ryan Garcia, come on. Zab stayed on code. I got to shout out to brothers I can remember. But it was a lot of guys that didn't say nothing, bro. You hear Mike Tyson say something? I ain't gonna name no names. Mayweather didn't want to say nothing. It's a lot of people that was quiet, bro. You know, either they was dirty, and even if I don't like nobody, what's right was right. How many times I said fuck 7-8? But if he was right about something or whatever, hey, I show him love. I'd be like, man, that brother was right on that. I remember that brother said that all day. I don't mind giving people their credit. I really don't. I don't. But y'all not paying attention to all the people that was silent. At least the people that spoke loud let you know what it is. Imagine you going through something and your significant other don't say nothing, don't support you. It's somebody that you didn't, made a vow or pact with through thick, through thin, through good, through bad, through up, through down. This is somebody you made a pact with. And you going through something by yourself. And they don't want to help you. They don't want to support you. That's enough to make you want to go berserk. You know, this man, your brother, he next to your brother, y'all done scrapped back to back. Y'all done walked home, wiped each other tears, cleaned each other wounds off. You go through something after you'd have had your back and he just disappear on you. I don't care what blood thicker than water, bro. If a motherfucker with water, and is obviously non-relations and he there helping you, and your brother ain't there or your sister ain't there helping you, who your loyalty gonna lie with? The person that helped you do a tough time. So it's a lot of reevaluating that Devin got to do. I look at things a little bit different. I watch the people that's silent. And that let me know either they dirty or they ain't on code. But let's talk about Shakur. What really kind of gave me, I'm going to speak on T.O. too. What really gave me the idea of this video was Teofimo Lopez calling out Bud. And I'm glad I actually waited to do this live stream, because then I read what Oscar De La Hoya said on Twitter, which I'll have a video specifically targeting that tomorrow. where I said in the beginning of the video, I'll get back to it, where he basically, Zepeda and Shakur is supposed to fight on, next. Instead, Oscar De La Hoya pulls Zepeda out the fight. So Zepeda fighting Saturday versus Giovanni Caraba. And Shakur fighting in Jersey, but we could have had a really good super fight. But, De La Hoya, didn't want to match Zepeda in there with Shakur Stevenson. And my thing is this. Had Shakur Stevenson pulled out, not wanted to fight Jose Zepeda, which he also, I think, passed up an opportunity to be the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? This would have been all out. This would have been Shakur Stevenson the duck. See, Shakur Stevenson the B. He this, that, and the third, and he ain't that good. And F Shakur Stevenson. And I told you he was a duck. He didn't want to fight nobody, but William Zepeda get a pass. He get a pass. See how Mexicans turn the other cheek? Black people need to be tweeting at William Zepeda and say why we ain't getting the best show. But when it comes to the brother, we always ask to turn the other cheek, take less money, sacrifice one from the fans, and make the fight happen. That's kind of a way I don't really feel bad for Ryan for what happened with Gervonta, because they've been trying to butt break us and try to make us when we trying to get an opportunity. We got to come in 3 or 4 points behind. They pick the gloves, they pick the shoes, they pick the ring size, and still get their ad whooped. But we need to be consistent about that. When Mexicans don't want to fight, or one party don't want to fight, let's keep the same energy we got for the brothers. Because quite frankly, all the fighters that want to fight the best are the brothers in boxing. If it's Terrence, Earl got in the ring and fought the best. Shakur looking to fight the best. Devin getting hated, but he looking for the best available fights. And Jorge Linares, hey, let me get to his ass, right? So Linares, Devin ain't got a chin. He should go back down to 35. Dude, let's say this, man. Where was your opinion about Lomachenko chin? You dropped Lomachenko hard as hell. Matter of fact, you should be the last person. Every time you moved up in competition, you got stopped like a bus stop. So some issue that Jorge Linares got with Devin Haney. He beat your ass the whole fight. You landed a shot and it changed the fight for a second. You set Lomachenko on his ass. Where's the vitriol to say Lomachenko ain't got a chin? See, a lot of these dudes, they don't mind losing to the other. When they lose to the brother, a lot of these dudes is really got hatred. It's really vitriol, it's really racism, that they really got. Just listen to how they talk about black fighters and talk about other fighters. Let's call it what it is. But to his face, you was all nice and kosher today, and that's what they do. They all nice and see, I love you, to your face, whatever he is, Venezuelan, whatever to do, Asian. He always in Japan, whatever. He get knocked out, he run in Japan, and I think you're a good fighter, and you can punch a little bit, woo, 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 right? But then you turn your back. He ain't got no power. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. Look here, man. Be a man. If that's the way you feel, tell it to his face. That's how they is. As soon as you at work and it's all smiles and you see, I love you, black people and all that. And then, then when you turn your back, it's you a nigger. Yeah, that's what they say. You an N-word. Not with the A, with the ER. That's how you spot a sucker. And black people do it too. Don't get me tripping. They do it too. A lot of y'all married to a woman that hates y'all. I keep telling y'all that. People don't believe me when I say that, bro. I got a lot of experience, man, with listening to women talk about the dudes they go home and who take care of them. Real talk. I got a lot of experience, bro, in research in that department. A lot of research. Y'all don't believe me. A lot of y'all laying next to y'all biggest enemy. I'm speaking about that on Patreon. A lot of y'all brothers can be far ahead, by yourself. And to be honest, you get further ahead with a great significant other. But a lot of y'all sleeping next to y'all enemy. And y'all could be further ahead and they holding you back on purpose. The way I heard, people talk about their husband. I heard some really good sisters speak highly of their husband at work. I have. And a lot of them have been married for a long time. You know what I'm saying? When I was working, a lot of them was married for a long time. And we got along so well. Okay, I must say that. But when I be hearing other women speak on their boyfriend and their husband, like, man, and I be seeing what be said in the girls group and the girls chat about dudes, I'm like, y'all niggas seen this? This is worse than catching your girl with a salami in her mouth. So, but like I'll continue to say, we do it too, to each other. You know, all I say, keep it real with me. You know, I can handle it. I can handle it. I got hoes and different. I got women, bro. I'm gonna pick one, but you know how that go. But I keep telling y'all, I keep telling Donovan, he don't know how to move though. This nigga don't listen. I be trying to teach this nigga how to move, but he ain't gonna listen though. He gonna get burnt like everybody else. What Fiend say? What nigga Fiend from No Limit say? Burnt twice, same bitch, learned twice. That's some wild shit. Some niggas been there though. Yeah, this Fiend. I think I done it all is the name of the song if you want to hear it. Shout out to No Limit, bro. A lot of y'all niggas ain't gonna learn, bro. You know, I know they say love them with your cash, never love them with your heart. Y'all niggas gonna learn. Leave with that cash. You better just get that ass and get nothing else. Don't get that broad your heart at all. But nonetheless, but yeah, like I was saying, man, a lot of this unspoken rule is, you know, we graded on a different scale, and it actually makes sense, to be honest. When we dominated through the century so much, of course they gonna grade us on a different scale. That's just what it is. Of course, you gotta think about in Puerto Rico, man. They got small ass island too, bro. So you know, like really, you know, you look how small Puerto Rico is, man. That ain't mean. I really think it's unfair to compare it to even Canada, the UK, America. You know, it's really hard. It's really hard to compare. You know, even to Australia. And Australia's starting to become a hotbed for really good boxers. So you know, if I ain't talking about Puerto Rico a lot, of really ain't no motion going on right now, other than the rise of Xander Zayas, Sabril Matias, and inactive Danny Garcia right now. Um. But there's an unspoken rule on the brothers or whatever, and that we grade on a different scale. And we should be. Throughout the decades, throughout the centuries, whatever it may be, we have dominated the top 5, top 10 list of boxing. And, you know, people tired of seeing the domination. It's to the point that we got a lot of imitators. A lot of, different type of groups trying to teach a style like us. You even got the dude, what's the dude, the trainer Adam Booth over in the UK that be trying to train his fighters to fight like fucking Roy Jones. So we got a lot of imitators. But at the same time, we should be evenly and fairly judged and opinionated. We should have even opinions. If we get cheated, hey, we should get the same thing. And if, a Mexican get cheated, a white get cheated, an Irish fighter get cheated, a Puerto Rican fighter get cheated, we shouldn't be saying, well, it don't matter, but we saying it. So we setting the example where it's okay to bash our own fighters. That's what I don't understand why brothers can't get on code. But then again, we see each other as the enemy. So if everybody else see us as the enemy and we see each other as the enemy, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? It ain't just the content creators. A lot of these dudes, they don't want to fight these dudes. So they happy when a dude lose. I ain't got to fight him. We ain't got competitive nature no more in sports. Even when you watch the NBA finals or you watch football anymore. You know what I'm saying? They don't compete at the highest level anymore. But, when you start looking at this type of stuff, man, these double standards, and they say this, he born, this, that, and the third, and when these dudes keep working and they become the man, then they want to make an opportunity and all that, man, I just don't respect it. Lomachenko done lost how many times? How many times he started late and rallied late and don't nobody say nothing? You know what I'm saying? So I'll continue to say, man, boxing is boxing. This shit is, y'all got any questions, I'll answer them. This shit is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of unspoken rules about us. It's a bunch of unspoken rules about the brothers, man. And ain't, it is what it is. But if we ain't gonna enforce our own rules, if we ain't gonna support our own fighters, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And at the end of the day, I just feel that they bash on Shakur Stevenson, but a lot of these dudes had bad performances. A lot of these dudes is boring. You know, they bash on the Cuban fighters for being boring and not selling and all that type of stuff, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. It's just, you just wish the brothers to get on board and get on code. But when you got the old heads who not saying nothing, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason it is, you got the fans riding with Ryan, black fans riding with Ryan Garcia, but then out here talking about Angel Reese and fuck Caitlin Clark and all that. I seen some of the fights on the UFC card. I seen the old boy getting kicked in the head. I seen the little Irish dude knock the dude out. So I seen some of them at the bar. But you know, like I said before, when they came out supporting that Scooter dude, all them black folks, oh y'all work with Scooter and Scooter. I'm telling y'all, if Scooter was black, they wouldn't have said shit. You be thinking like maybe it's an unspoken rule, or no, that's just the way black people is, bro. That's just the way black people is, bro. But then they want you to, your blackness to come support them with they black, but they don't support their own black people. They don't support their own black people, bro. So I be just looking at this shit like, you know, and just remembering people and remember what they said, and then when they go through that shit, I don't forget to kick your ass neither. I'm gonna kick you first before justice is served. For real. For real. I'm gonna kick you first until justice served. Some of these dudes don't deserve grace. Some of these females in boxing don't deserve grace. They really don't. They really don't deserve grace. And that's unfortunate. A lot of these dudes, a lot of these females and dudes, man, they feed into these stereotypes. They feed into these double standards. When one of these other dudes lose, imagine if Manny Pacquiao was black and he was doing the same thing. Man, dude, they would have forced him to take a drug test a long time ago. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. They would have forced him to take a drug test a long time ago. A long time ago. A long time ago. Let's call it what it is. Canelo was black, man. He probably wouldn't even be a world champion. Let's keep it real. Shit, if he looked like if he looked like a regular Mexican, he probably not. He probably would have barely been a world champion. Let's call it what it is. So, my whole thing about it is, a lot of these dudes, talk shit about Shakur Stevenson, but if it don't keep the same energy with William Zepeda for ducking them Saturday and fighting on the same card. Teofimo Lopez don't sell nowhere, but at least Shakur done sold in Vegas and he sold at the crib. Tio couldn't sell in his backyard. David Benavidez don't even sell. They never coming to pay to see David Benavidez. Nobody talking about that. Nobody talking about that. Imagine if Jerron Boots Ennis, left the welterweight division without fighting Virgil Ortiz or getting the belt. Imagine the backlash that he would have got. They wouldn't care shit about no rhabdomyosis. They would have been saying he too lazy to make the way. He should make the way. He too lazy to make the way. See, he didn't want to fight Virgil Ortiz. He a bum. And think about all that. At one point, after he fought Kieran Turkogyan, I told you Virgil Ortiz would beat him. Remember all that crap they was talking? Imagine if Jerron Boots Ennis kept missing weight and falling out before camp. Man, he wouldn't have got that grace. He definitely, shout out to Bryce, he definitely wouldn't have got that saving grace. Don't forget what Tio said after the Jermaine Ortiz fight about the Rainbow Gang. Butterfly in the sky, I got fly twice as high. It's in a book, take a look. Reading Rainbow, I can go anywhere. Imagine, man, come on, bro. Go look at what T.O. said. Imagine what the Rainbow Gang would have said if that was Devin Haney. Bro, he would have had to relinquish his belt. He had to relinquish his boxing license. He would have had to donate a Bugatti and a Lamborghini. Nigga still be apologizing. He apologized for saying, I wouldn't let a white boy whoop me. Boy, they would have had to eat a dick sideways. No diddy. I wouldn't apologize. That's another thing. Black men got to stop apologizing. We got to stop crying on TV. Real talk. That's why I ain't mad at what Brian did for Bronny James. We need more nepotism. We need more of that. But like I continue to say, bro, if we ain't gonna stick to the code, ain't nothing we can do or say. A lot of y'all can't even stick to the code. You're not backdooring your homeboy. Some simple shit. A lot of y'all can't stick to the code without dirty macking. I don't care if you about to F this dude's chick. I mean, you never speak on another man. I remember getting to high school, getting around the halls, and niggas, trying to play silly dilly around the women. Corny. That's who they are. When niggas do corny stuff, like when they co-sign somebody, they okay with somebody using pads, that's who they are. They're corny. There's no thin line between being real and being corny or being a lame ass ninjas. None. Being lame ain't because how you dress or how you act. In the black community, they make it seem that way. You a Carlton, you a lame, you this, that. Nah. Lame is dirty macking. Lame is justifying sucker shit. Lame is being a thief. Lame is selling dope to your community. That's lame. That's lame. Lame is letting a woman take care of you and you not trying to be ambitious. Lame is not taking care of your kids and trying to make it work and raise them in the same household. Lame is out here having 3 or 4 different baby mamas. That's lame. Lame ain't the way you dress. Lame ain't the way you speak because you speak clearly. Corny, no. If that's corny and lame, be corny and lame then. We need more corny and lame ninjas. All been in jail, corny, lame. Now I'm saying these black fathers is weak as hell in the community. I can't even say that, bro. Some of them is. And the messed up part about it, the fathers that want to be there, they get ran off, and the fathers that don't want to be there, and that's crazy. They still get the ass, and they get begged to be there, man. But women just, it is what it is. Women play the finesse game. You be surprised. I know a bunch of good brothers that want to take care of their kids, and the mama be on bull jive. They act good until they get pregnant, then they start tripping. Ain't nothing you can do about that, bro. These women don't care about their kids, bro. I'll tell you that. When you divorce or break your family up or leave, unless it's a life or death situation, women don't care about their kids. If they care about their kids, they will stay under the leadership of the man they had the kids with. They better assess the man they had their kids with. If real talk. Real talk. If you cared about your kids, you make sacrifices for your kids. Women care about themselves. They care about their emotions. They care about the here and now. That's all they care about. They don't care about their kids. And they cared about their kids, we'd have more 2-parent households. They'd be more meticulous on who they have kids with. They'd stick it out. White people do it all the time. They stay under the house for their kids. They'll even wait for their kids to get out of college, and then they'll go their separate ways. They'll live 2 different separate lives. They'll be fine with it. Come home, act like they one happy family. The kids won't even know. These women don't care about their kids. I'm telling you. And that's across the board, black, white. I'm divorced. I divorced because he wasn't happy. There's a large amount of women divorce and the man move on and live a luxurious, happy life. He rebuild himself, get in shape, find another woman. Most women that get divorced, they get tossed around. Love the way you toss it up. They get tossed around. They lonely. They desperate. They get beat in by bums. They get hit by bums. They get infested by bums. They mess with people they mess with bums who ain't got no money. They always date down. They always date. Listen to me. If they always date down. A lot of brothers rise up. A lot of these men rise up when they get over their divorce or they get over their breakup. A lot of dudes end up being better. Either they play the field, they stay single, they keep themselves together. A lot of women get passed around. Trust and believe me, bro. I done dated a couple, divorced women. And to be honest, women just feel so comfortable telling me shit. They feel like they feel like they made a mistake. They tell me like, I think I made a mistake, and you know, real talk. They made a mistake. They be lonely. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of help me. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm telling you, go have conversations with women, bro. It don't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be like your intent does. Even if your intent is not sexual, that's gonna turn them on. Go have conversation, man. Do research. I guarantee you, it will blow your mind. The internet rhetoric. If you turned the internet off, you got off social media, and you didn't use the internet, I guarantee you, your view of dating will be totally different. All this, you got to be 6 foot. All this, you got to be this, that, and the third. You go out there, bro. I'll tell you this. Let me do some OT talk. I got a couple minutes. I might finish watching The Bear, a little bit of The Bear. I'll tell you this. These women with the like on the internet, I am not attractive. I'm not a photogenic guy. I send girls pictures and they won't text back. Like, right? They look at the profile, whatever. Send me extra pictures. They won't text back. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I went out with this girl Saturday. Long story short, you end up watching the Patreon the next couple weeks, you'll hear the story. So she hit me up on Hinge, whatever. So I was like, cool. Right. So I joined Hinge to see if the shit was racist. So I'm on there chilling, whatever. Woo, 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 you know how to go. So she liked my picture, whatever. So I ended up hitting her back, whatever. I didn't know who she was. So we get to the spot or whatever. Actually, she was early, so she must have really liked me. So we get to the bar Saturday, and I thought it was the girl from the gym, but I couldn't really tell because I seen her walk in. Because I was gonna meet her in the parking lot, but she walked in. So we get in there, we talking. It blows my mind. I forget. So we talking, whatever. And she was like, yeah, you don't know who I am. So we about an hour in. I'm like, shit. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, you the girl from the gym? She like, yes, that's me. I'm surprised you didn't notice me. And we talking, whatever. So we hit it off, whatever. She's cool. And I didn't really recognize her. I don't know, but I seen her there before. So we talking, whatever. And, she basically told me like, yeah, I wasn't gonna approach you. Her friend was married and shit. Her friend was like, approach him. She's like, nope, I was gonna. But anyway, she approached me first anyway, virtually. But like I said before, yeah, but just talk to him, bro. Like, it ain't gotta be nothing per se sexually, man. When you start hearing what a lot of these women went through, how they think, how they act, what they really want, I think it's mind blowing once you start doing research. I think it's mind blowing once you start doing research. You start talking to them, and I think it's mind blowing. I think you will learn a lot, not just from every girl I think you talk to, it shouldn't be the bang. I think today you should really get to know these women and how they moving, bro. And if you make them comfortable enough, you'll learn everything you need to know, man. That's what I will say, man. And it's interesting. They're very interesting creatures, bro. And I always say this, and I say this on the Patreon all the time. Check it out. The link's in the link tree. Let me say this: three things, and I say this in the video. Two more things. This being one. Three things a woman need from you, for her to really commit to you. Right? It doesn't involve money, right? Per se. If you're very attractive, right? You're attractive. She feel comfortable with you, and you can protect her. She feels safe. That's it. You can have access to her all day. The next thing is, if she attracted to you, right? And I always say this: the easier it is to pleasure her in bed. That's it. That's why you hear girls say, "Well, he had a little thing and this, that, and the third, but you was with him for 5 years. You was married to him." You know what I'm saying? Like, for the more attractive she is to her, the more attractive you are to her, the easier it is to sexually pleasure her. Real talk. And attraction goes, and I'm gonna keep telling. It goes a few ways. How in shape you are, how clean and groomed you keep yourself, how you dress. It goes deeper than aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? And also there's an emotional attraction as far as, how y'all making a connection. You know, but a lot of y'all just so, and it's not, to me it's not playing a long game, but a lot of y'all be horny. Y'all just, I talk to women and they be like, guys are weird, oh, that'd be cool, and then we'll get together and go on a date, or go somewhere, and then they'll start talking sexual, or then they start sending naked pictures and they're disgusting. And like I said before, if you thinking with your dick, you're gonna lose every time. you know think with your head. If it don't sound right, get out of there. But that's all I had to say, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the vertical live, man. Shout out to everybody, Big Soldier. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it, man. I wanted to do it yesterday. It didn't come out the right way, pause. But I don't know. We have something to talk about tomorrow. We'll speak on it. But hey, peace, love, blessings. We gone.